Good evening. I'm just sitting out in this great, beautiful evening, reflecting on attending City Council meeting last night. They had quite a bit on their agenda, and there were some decisions that were made that I think might foretell what's coming in the future under current leadership. And I just wanted to share my thoughts because a lot of it speaks to why I'm running for council and the difference I think I can make. And just going through my notes here, one of the big things on the agenda was that they approved a 15-year 75% property tax abatement CRA for the new Kroger development that's coming in on 3637. And I understand that these CRAs are part of lots of economic development packages. My concern with this one is how the decision came about. Really, the reason that Kroger was offered this CRA and this 15-year 75% tax abatement because they agreed to build a roundabout. And some of the questioning that was happening during city council meeting came up like, why 75%? Couldn't have been a lower amount. Are we giving away more money than we should be giving away just to get this development? And Mayor Riggle made the comment, well, we needed that roundabout. And so my concern is that the finances and the fiscal stability of the city from a capital improvement and infrastructure standpoint has gotten to the point where our need of infrastructure and infrastructure maintenance is starting to influence the decisions we make when it comes to economic development in the city. And that's not a great place to be. I started asking myself, if we were in a better stable position from a financial standpoint, would we have given that much of a tax abatement just to get a roundabout built? And so when decisions start to be impacted because of the financial situation of the city, and no one seems too alarmed about it, and the people who do seem alarmed about it in leadership kind of act like, well, we don't know how we got here, when the reality is they've been sitting at that table, the mayor and the vice mayor, for a combined total of 34 years as this was happening. So that's frustrating to me. And so I just wanted to share that because it seems to be impacting decision making when it comes to economic development. Council also improved the 5-year capital improvement plan going from 2026 to 2030. And while it's balanced and there are a zero deficit at the end of 2026, when you look out to 2030, the deficit is now $17.5 million. And obviously there's some of the projects that are unfunded or underfunded in this are big wish list items, but some of it impacts our residents day to day. We're talking about bringing sidewalk ramps up to code. We're $500,000 behind just to bring everything up to code, not to mention the ongoing maintenance that we need. It's street paving, it's large equipment purchases like replacing garbage trucks or getting additional garbage trucks as the city starts to grow. And so my fear is that this is a precursor to an additional income tax increase request in the future. And one of the scariest parts of the presentation that staff gave about the capital improvement plan is that we're getting really close to the point where we won't have enough funds for to meet our matching obligations for the grants that we receive. And that would be huge for us because that would mean that if we don't have the local dollars to match the grant money for those grant programs that require matching funds, then we won't get those grant dollars either. And so we're really getting close to the tipping point, and that's a big deal for the city. And again, no one seems to have an answer, and so I hope to bring my perspective to council to really solve these issues. And the final thing I want to talk about is that the city of Delaware approved a taxation policy. So if you've been following along, they've been having several meetings, maybe 5, 6, or 7, to develop this policy, and I really applaud the city for doing this. On the business side, you would call these standard operating procedures, but from a tax policy standpoint, really it just put into writing the process and procedures that the city uses with the taxes and budgeting and all of that stuff. So great on the city for doing that. I love that they did that. My issue with it is we spent a lot of time on it, and I don't know that we made any progress. I mean, we definitely documented our process, but did we make progress towards thinking outside of the box, diversifying our tax base, or coming up with new ways to solve the problem. And I don't think we did that. And actually, council members, to their credit, said, this isn't going to solve all our problems, and I agree with that. But my also concern that I have with this is that it's going to be the data collection arm to justify another income tax increase going to the ballot. And then my question to that is, that then what? The city's continuing to grow out of control, seemingly. And are they going to, 5 years down the road, we're going to have another tax increase? So we've really made no progress towards a larger answer, a larger solution, but it did at least document our process. So I just wanted to share that with you. That's kind of the three major things that I had concerns and questions about that happened at council meeting. And I really think my platform and what I want to do as a city council member will really help to solve these problems for the city that current leadership doesn't seem too concerned about and just seems surprised by. So keep following along. I will keep you informed as meetings progress, and look forward to talking to you soon.